How about now? Okay, start date 11/24/2017. Hi, everybody. Roland here, and I haven't done a lot of talking today, so I'll probably have to clear my throat, among other things, and do a bunch of stupid stuff. Uh, Send the changes. You're probably just hearing my voice right now. And I'm going to send an invitation out to my peeps. So I'm going to form a new conversation, a new group, and going to ping a bunch of people. And please believe me, my intention is not to bug you. So if you would rather that I did not contact you, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to exclude you from what I'm doing here. Basically, I'm formulating a Friday discussion where I basically clear my mind and talk about whatever is on my mind. And if people would rather not be involved, then I'll be more than happy not to inform you. But you're not going to know any of this until I send this invitation in a few moments. So I guess that's really a dirty, rotten trick. I'll reiterate the message very shortly. And I'm not sending it out to just anybody. I had a message all prepared and then I lost it. But what I do on Fridays is I have a little chat, which I've been calling the decompression expression session. And I just kind of talk what's on the top of my head. And I allow people to join me from the conversation end. And so to do that, I have to send out the location of the chat, which is just directly in my website, DIY live streaming show. So I'm doing that now. And this is going out to a couple dozen people. And I consider you at least a good acquaintances and people who I've chatted with before, been in Hangouts before, and so forth. So if you get this link and come here, you'll see I'm from Rowan. And please don't feel obligated. I'm going to write that into the chat. But you never know, somebody might show up. If not, it's this is my Friday vlog. So what it is an opportunity for me to speak my mind about a few things, unload about something that really bugs me, talk about things that I normally do not speak on in the Marketing Smarties show, and some stuff like that. And otherwise, for me, just to decompress. In other words, I work all week at what I'm doing, and I'm giving some lessons for people to learn certain aspects of live streaming and several things going on. And then Friday comes along, and it's like, I've just about had it. You know, I've got my Smarties show coming up tomorrow, and that's coming up soon and serious. So I really do not want to get really regimented with my chat. I just want to be able to say, here's what's going on, and just want to kind of decompress for a little bit. So, I'm going to close out my Photoshop and close out my other stuff, and then basically get ready for tomorrow. But this is a special week, and it's a Thanksgiving week. So the first thing I wanted to do is talk about being thankful, giving thanks. Because one thing is like Thanksgiving is one day of the year, every year. But I'm wondering, do people actually treat this day differently than the other 364 days of a year? And why should you? Why aren't we giving thanks all the time? So, you know how they say, be the change you want to see in the world. And everyone says, you know, we'll have a movement, and every so and so, every so often we'll get together and we'll really push to get this one thing happening and change the world and make the world a better place and improve the life for mankind in general. And I have my own issues with that approach, because my thinking is we should be doing this 24/7, 365 days a year. If we're actually striving for genuineness and authenticity and that stuff, we shouldn't be reserving this type of being thankful, giving thanks for one special day a year, or gathering in with the family and celebrating and giving thanks. You know, we should be doing that all the time. And if you would say a special prayer at a meal on Thanksgiving, should the prayer be different on any other day of the year? Should the prayer be different for any other meal? Or should we always be thinking, I'm giving thanks for this food that I'm eating, or this cracker that I'm eating that is not a meal, but it's food, and I'm enjoying it, and I should be partaking that with the spirit of thankfulness. So what I try to do is, as opposed to be different on the other days than I am on Thanksgiving, I basically want to be the same on Thanksgiving that I am every other day of the year. And I'm hopefully achieving a level of thankfulness and giving thanks and giving first and returning to the people, not just giving back, but just in the spirit of giving constantly, not just on a day called Thanksgiving. So, and I know that a lot of people will feel the same way. A lot of people, when we can be conscious of it, are going to give back all the time. And I love surrounding myself with the people who feel the same. So if that's you, then we don't have to make any big proclamations here, but you're welcome to comment with me and talk about this Friday as I eat my rice crackers left over from the sushi Thanksgiving dinner that we made last night. And I am thankful for the sushi we ate last night. It was a lot of fun. So part of the legacy that we hand down is that on special days, and that's one thing that's a bit different on yesterday, since it is a celebratory day, we went out and bought some special sushi, special fillets of fish, the sushi grade fish, and we got the special rice that's different from just normal rice. I mean, I don't know what normal rice is. There's hundreds of different kinds of rice. But sushi rice is a special Japanese style rice that is a medium grain, and it's known for being a little bit stickier, a little bit tackier. Doesn't fall off like individual grains of rice, but it tends to stick in a ball. And then we take it and put rice wine vinegar and sugar, a little bit of other stuff in it, and then we mix it all up. And when we get done with the sugar and the rice wine vinegar, it becomes indeed more sticky. And if your sushi isn't sticking together, it's probably because you're not putting enough sugar, rice wine vinegar, and mixing it all up before you make the sushi. And it improves the taste tremendously. So if you're wondering why sushi rice tastes so good, it's because of this additive. You can ask me about it if you want. But anyway, this has been an interesting week. And we had a little bit of more free time, which we filled with feasting and filled with some other things. And I'm indeed thankful. We've had a good week, and I hope that everyone else has too. I know that that can't be the case all over the world, but certainly, if people are experiencing joy, I expand into it and have a great time. And thank you very much. So it looks like Art Faux Design might be in the YouTube neighborhood, and he says, "Absolutely, Roland. It's the way I was raised from, ways where I am from, and I'm not sure exactly what your response is specifically, but I've been talking about the concept of giving. So, Art Faux Design, thank you, and I agree, and thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. So I had 3 people watching us down to. I had 4 people watching us down to 3. So I chased somebody away. I'm figuring that if most people won't stay very long either way, but that's okay with me. And I'm gonna make sure the volume's down so that that can be won't give me a bunch of feedback that way. And so I'm just talking about a few things, and a friend of mine was saying, "You're not going to get on Lou Bortone's case again this Friday." I'm sorry. I get on Lou Bortone's case every Friday because every Thursday or so he shoots me an email wanting to sell more of his stuff. And one of the things that I object to is if you're going to provide a service to the people with a blog and an email list and so forth, the general rule is for contacts, for posts, and so forth, 80% of the time you should not be having calls to action that has to do with selling me something or selling you something. 80% of the time it's supposed to be informational and promotional for the concept, educational, and giving value to the people. And then 20% of the time you're allowed to have a call to action to try to sell something. That's the general rule. I don't even like that, because either way, what you're doing is you're trying to eventually earn enough credit to sell something to the people so they won't object. And I believe if we're educating the people the correct way, we don't have to pitch to sell on the way, because if the need is there, they're going to say, "Oh, well, I know Roland does this or that. I think I will contact him and ask him about that." And those are the leads that I want. I want people who feel the need to contact me because they think a certain thing about me, like Roland knows about this, Roland knows about that. I think that he's the resource that I will contact. And then if they know, like, and trust me, and they think that I know what I'm talking about, they will do that. I don't have to sell them anything. So it's like I don't have to sell myself to sell myself. And Andrew Hatchett's out there, and their laws. I think so, Andrew. I agree totally. And thank you for your comment. I'm wondering if anybody actually gets to my website, or if they all are going to watch in YouTube, and whether you would prefer chatting in YouTube than on my website page. So Art Faux Design says, "No sushi for this guy. I was raised on black Angus beef and potatoes for this guy, Arthur. Oh yeah, Arthur. I'm sorry. Finally, actually connected the dots. Me too, Arthur. I can remember my dad going out to get ribeye steaks from the local deli, and he would pick up these 12-ounce ribeyes. And when I was about 13 years old, I literally could eat at a sit-down dinner. Of course, for us, a ribeye dinner was Japanese style. Was we had rice anyway. You know, it wasn't sushi, but there was white rice with the meal. We had a steak, white rice. White rice was our potato. But I like potatoes too. I mean, I love potatoes. But what we would do is we would make these, we would barbecue these 12-ounce ribeyes, bone-in ribeyes, and I would eat two of those 12-ounce ribeyes and rice with each one, and the vegetables like a salad or whatever. And man, age 13, I was like a bottomless pit. I don't know where I put it. I can't eat. I can hardly eat one 12-ounce ribeye anymore, and that's if I don't eat much of anything else. I love steak and different ways too, like carne asada steak done well. You know, Angus beef carne asada is just gold, and also the Chinese have numerous ways of preparing beef that are just precious. So I'm a beef eater too, and I do like steak, and I especially like a teriyaki steak. So still the Japanese coming out of me. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, sushi is just a specialty. It's really got to grow on you. You've got to grow into it. But once you've really acclimated yourself to sushi and get into it, it can be really enjoyable. And our son, who's about mid 20s, and his girlfriend also in their mid 20s, we taught them how to make sushi with the sushi rolls and all the gadgets and stuff. So we sit down and have chopsticks and little plates all around and make our sushi with inside outside nori, you know, the black seaweed paper to wrap the stuff, and use that stuff and make sushi wraps and rolls. And they learn how to do it, and they're pretty darn good at it. So we'd like to make our own sushi every, oh, I don't know, once a month, every couple months maybe. But that's a lot of fun. So that's not the only stuff I wanted to talk about. I was getting around to talking about how I would rip and tear a bit on Lou Bortone. And since this is just a Thursday wrap, I'm going to blow my nose in the midst of... Can't do this on a Saturday morning Marketing Smarties show. Would be more unacceptable. But anyway, the concept with Lou Bortone, and we'll talk about Black Friday in a second, but Lou Bortone says, oh, you know, all that stuff about Black Friday, and he goes, well, might as well join the crowd, and then he throws me an ad for Black Friday. I was like, wow, man, he's going to jam on everybody else for taking advantage and so sick of Black Friday. And then he joins in and puts in a sale for Black Friday. And I thought that was pretty precious. But anyway, and we won't even bother getting into that too far. Everyone knows that I have issues with Lou Bortone. The biggest one is that he calls himself the godfather of video marketing. That may be the case, but if you watched any of Lou Bortone's videos, I have a problem with them. So, you know, his videos, well, we'll talk about it sometime and get into the reasons why I don't think too much of his videos. But basically, he destroys the stack of rules that are how I would produce a video, how I even produce this video, even though this is just a Friday decompression expression session. I do better at this than his average video. And I framed myself better. I did a little bit of an intro. I declared the vlog date, you know, star date, such and such. I've got a little bit of styling to it. But I mean, half of his videos come on and produce a sound capture right in the middle of his opening sentence. And then there's the framing, and everything is not as it could be to really convey the message of where he's coming from to be speaking on video in the first place. So I don't think that his call to action at the end of his video is that good, and it's not that well done. So why is he the godfather of video marketing? It must be because of the videos that he produces for other people, because I don't see him producing such good stuff himself. And he follows the tradition of everybody else. When everyone else had a video special webinar that they had to plan on, sign up for, and be there and watch it, everyone was having the encore performance. And nobody wants to see the encore. If they miss it the first time, maybe they want to see it. But nobody wants an encore performance, I'm sorry. But everybody had an encore performance, and he jumped on the bandwagon and had an encore performance. And actually, I was able to catch his encore. And I went to this thing, and it was just a trashed video. I could not believe it. And then it was so that one of his associates could sell like a $500 product for counseling. It was supposed to be like, I mean, maybe it wasn't 500, but it was a couple $100 for a 1 hour consultation that they were selling for the discounted price for $97. So it was either 300 for 100 or 500 for 100, but a massive discount. And they said, well, we have limited space involved, so we're only taking 10 people. So if you don't contact us right away, the slots are going to get filled, and that's going to be the end of it. So what I want to know is, if it was so good that it required an encore, why didn't they fill the 10 slots the first round? And why were they selling more if they're being so picky about it? First they said, there will be no encore, there will be no replay of this video. Then 2 days later, they're scheduling an encore. So none of it makes sense to me. I know that it's just a sales gimmick, and that bugs the crap out of me. What do you guys think? Have any feelings about that? I don't know, but those are mine. So that's Lou Bortone joins the crowd there on the Black Friday sale. And then he came up with another one today for the official Black Friday sale. And it's basically the same stuff he's been selling everybody else. And he could sell this concept of him producing videos for you. And it's basically $300 or so. And he'll break it up into, one special price, or split down into 2 payments, or split down into 3 payments, and sign up now and do it. Typical lead page, and right out of the formulaic structure that he has for all of his other stuff. And he plugs in, fills in the blanks, sends that to me, and he'll get a couple people to sign up. So he's on autopilot, sending stuff that he does because he plugs in a few blanks and stuff, changes some of the verbiage, and plays with that like he's writing a blog post, and sends it out and just to see who's going to buy his stuff. But honestly, I'm not convinced that his stuff's worth buying in the first place. So even at a discount, why should I do it? I don't feel that people are being truthful with me. I'm not encouraged to buy their services or pay money for them or believe that they're as good as they say they are when I don't see a product that is evidential of the quality that they convey. Let's see. William Rock, I may be able to attend. It has been a long time, my friend. What is the topic this weekend? Oh, well, William, Molly is going to be on the show tomorrow. And one of the big things that must be conveyed, and by golly, I didn't even put that in there, and I should have. I'll put it in now so it becomes part of the video. So Molly is going to be part of she's my person I'm interviewing tomorrow, or not really interviewing. She's joining me for a presentation on the Smarties Show tomorrow, and it's been months since she's been with us. She went to this special Google event for Google partners. Oh, just swallowed wrong. You can't do this on the Smarties Show. So Molly Youngblood Geiger will be joining me tomorrow, and I'll get back and type you a message in just a minute, William. Thank you for responding, though. I'll be happy to let you know about tomorrow's show. But Molly, I'm really glad you're able to make it tomorrow. She thought of giving the concept of being thankful about what it is that Google brings to the picture. And I back that completely. I'm a major Google fan, and they do present a lot of free stuff to the masses. That's you and me. That honestly, I think that we can kind of take it for granted somewhat. So we're going to talk about the things that Google has given us that we use, a lot of which that are just plain out free. And I agree, and we use them there. We use it in the VCP events plugin with the chat stream. They bought and support YouTube, so they give us YouTube, and they give us Google search, and they give us G Plus and events and those things. And even though it doesn't work as well as we'd like it to, and maybe the social nature of the promotion from Google Plus has dwindled somewhat, it still got us started on learning a very, very good special skill that is carrying over. Even if I do try to attack Facebook and build something in there, I learned my skills in Google Plus. So I am thankful, very thankful to Google, and we'll be discussing that. One last thing before I shut down the conversation, and that is that this is something that really surprises me. It's been around for years, and people are still doing it. But they want to take the domain that you bought for maybe $15 the year before, and maybe you've had it for a couple of years, and they find out that it's coming up for renewal. And this one company that also is called something Domains SEO Services. Now, there is no such thing as domain SEO services. In other words, they're implying that if you have a domain name and it's coming up for renewal, this company, whoever it is, actually combines the concept of where SEO services and domain renewal. Now, if you see those two things together, these guys are ripping you off. And they say, oh, gee, your domain's up for renewal, and you better opt in quick, and you better click on this button and renew it, because you're going to lose this domain. That's bullshit, first of all. You're not going to lose your domain. Well, you might, but it won't be because of these guys. But they want you to pay like $87 for 1 year of registration, when the renewal should be $15, or give or take $1 or two. So if you get this thing about your domain, and they say domain SEO services, and they want you to renew your domain, think twice, call me, I'll tell you what to do. But chances are you just call your host and you find out that everything's fine. There's no problem. It's coming up for renewal in a month or two. Would you like to pay for it now, or would you like the auto billing to go ahead and go through the way you've already got it set up to renew? And that's if you want to keep your domain. I don't know. Maybe you don't. But chances are that's the case. And it's going to be automatic, and then you've got your domain name still for $15 instead of $87. Hope that clears up something. And these guys, they're not the only business doing that. There must be hundreds of businesses looking around for domains that are coming up for renewal and sending out these invitations to renew, these urgent messages from the ether explaining why they're doing you such a favor to save your domain from being lost. It's such a scam. I've never appreciated these businesses. But anyway, Arthur says, I own 10 of them and I get hit every year by these guys. Yeah, I realize that. And, you know, you don't only have to lose once and then realize, God, not only did I renew my domain for 5 times the amount that I should have, but now I'm registered through these other guys that I don't even know, don't know how to get in touch with, can't recapture my domain back. And you can, you know, but it's just like you got to jump through hoops, and they don't want to give it up easy because they want their $87 a year, right? So please be careful if you're a domain owner, because it could happen to you. So that's about the end of my Friday vlog decompression expression session. Something that I'm doing in the midst of this is I'm testing the facility in Lightstream to generate this to YouTube and actually have it show up in my website all at the same time. So I can witness that it is generating to my website. People are responding in YouTube, but not in my website. So I guess they never made it to my website. But it's good to know that I can schedule this in advance through Lightstream and YouTube and get this to generate a live stream that I planned in advance and just started it whenever I want to, right from Lightstream. So test complete, and it works pretty well. We also completed tests earlier in the week where I combined people in the green room, so to speak. But Lightstream still has some clarification to do maybe before I can use it effectively and use multiple people in the videos and do scene exchange, because it's probably user error. I'm still developing my skills for building scenes, but it does not transfer from scene to scene effectively from my own personal experience. So we're building our skills with that. But I do have a lot of high hopes for Lightstream as a future contender to use alongside Hangouts on air. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, depending upon the actual application, I would say my 2 best free applications are Hangouts on Air and Lightstream. That's LIGHTSTREAM, and their website is golightstream.com. So, and it's free. It's a free service, just like YouTube. So it's a little bit more convoluted to set it up. But look what you can do with it. You can brand it. You can type in notes. You can size the video, change things around, and it's very, very powerful. Very good. So hopefully this will take the place of OBS needs. So I don't need OBS to be creative with my framing and to do stuff. Andrew has another. Oh, Lightstream refuses to recognize my C920 and C922 camera. So I've given up on it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Andrew. I've got a C920 and it works fine. So it might be something in the Windows arrangement or something in the settings somewhere. But I'll keep my ears peeled for other people who have similar problems. And thank you for that feedback. So anyway, thanks for monitoring this conversation. I'll wrap it up so you guys can get on with your day. Arthur and Andrew, thank you for being out there and participating in my decompression expression session Friday. the 24th of November. And I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. My C920 works fine, says Arthur. And that is that with Lightstream, Arthur? Does it work fine with the Lightstream software? That would be my question. And Andrew says, if it just hates me and Michael, seems no one else has much of a problem. I wonder why. I mean, there must be something similar that each of you have or do for there to be similar problems. And I do have problems, but not to produce a one-man show like this. And it seems to work just fine. So if I have a decent batting record with this one-man show, and hopefully a decent batting record with two-man interviews, and possibly 3 people so I can incorporate a show assistant, perhaps even displaying comments, then we have something. But right now, the most I have accomplished is a successful one-man show. So not the best effect, but at least it's something. And also, I'm very encouraged that I could do this and stream this right to Facebook the same way I'm doing this. And apparently plan it out and schedule it in advance, which I don't even know of anybody that can do that without securing BeLive TV. So who knows? Maybe we're on to something, right? It's a start, right? I agree. So I'm glad to hear that, Arthur, you're having good luck with that. And I do feel that it's going to play a significant role in the future with us. So we'll see. We'll see if we can. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'm going to go now and message William back about tomorrow. And you guys have a great weekend. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Take care. Roland from MinnMax Media, signing off. Bye now.